Hi, Nikki Cottom here. Welcome to Tidbit Tuesday. I have with me in the swing over here my little 5-day-old, and I'm not planning to get her out for this. She's sleeping, so I'm going to let her be. But I did want to talk about some things that were helpful for me throughout the whole process of getting ready for baby to come, during the birth, and then postpartum, what has helped with the aches and pains and all of that. I have to tell you though, before I even talk about any of these oils here, I do want to mention, toot my horn about the Lifelong Vitality Pack. Because, and I'll just tell you right off the bat, when she was born and her placenta was delivered, the attendees there were very surprised by how small her placenta was. And they were remarking so heavily how strong this baby is, how alert, how strong, how healthy she looked. She came out pink. She was just like the perfect baby. But her placenta was so small, so they were so surprised. They were like, the only way she could be this healthy and strong is if you had like the best nutrition ever. And to be honest, I had my ups and downs throughout the whole pregnancy with nutrition, but I did maintain the Lifelong Vitality Pack. So that was first and foremost the biggest difference that my attendants at my birth noticed about her being so strong and healthy, was how, that even though my placenta was so small, she was so strong and healthy and pink and beautiful and just doing everything she was supposed to be. She's good weight, everything. They kept commenting, it must be your nutrition. So I did want to toot my horn about that, about the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And that's also helped me tremendously with postpartum and healing and all of that. So, so I wanted to talk to you about some of the things that were helpful for me leading up to the birth, and then what I've been doing for postpartum. Okay, so she came a week early, which was a surprise because I had just told everyone who was on call, that I didn't think she was going to come for another week. And then that evening, my water broke, and it was only a matter of time before she came after that. So typically when the labor process is starting, if it's a little slow and I want it to pick up, then I'll typically grab some clary sage and some myrrh and start rubbing that on my abdomen to just kind of engage with my body and really connect and be like, okay, we're on the same page here, so let's get this going. I don't want to be in labor forever. Like, let's just get this done. But before that, before I hit 37 weeks, there would be times where I would, be feeling like, oh no, I don't want her to come this soon. And I'm feeling a lot of aches and pains and like she might. And so then I was using lavender, just a drop of lavender on my uterus area. And that combined with definitely hydration and laying down definitely helped soothe those symptoms of feeling like I was going into labor. So I did want to talk about that, even though I didn't use those this time around. So once labor started for me, I went ahead and when my water broke, I was making dinner, didn't eat any dinner. I was like, this is not happening. My body needs to prep for birth. But what I did do was I did take my vitamins. I took the Lifelong Vitality Pack. I took my Mito 2 Max. I think I took the Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex. I was, taking the supplements that I knew I needed, and then drinking a lot of water on top of that. So that's what I did do to help prep me. And then aside from that, I really honestly didn't really use any oils until I got to the place where I was having her. And I chose to do a water birth. And so once I got to the place where I was going, so my water broke around 6:30, around 9:30 or 10. I was around the time we were thinking, okay, we should probably start thinking about going in, and because if you wait too long, you might have your baby at home. And so I So it was about 9:30, 10. We had our kids put to bed. We had somebody come over just to be in the house with my kids. And my husband and I took off around 10 to go to the birth center where we had her. And as soon as we got there, I wasn't really in the mindset of deciding, okay, what oils do I want in my water? Do I want any oils on me? Like, I was so engaged in labor that, yeah, I didn't even think about that. But my husband, I'm so glad he did this. He took a drop, just the bottle of lavender, and he put a few drops in the tub. And I was so grateful for that, even though I wasn't in a place where I was there with him, just like, thank you so much for doing that. I was so grateful he did that, because the lavender just helped ground me, helped me feel like my voice was heard. Just even though I wasn't saying anything, feeling like I was able to, convey what I wanted to convey. And so here I was in the tub, just breathing in this lavender, which was so nice. He made a really good choice with the lavender. And so there I was in the tub breathing it, getting ready to push this baby out. Okay, so, I do births really well. So there are lots of people who don't think that your birth is any less special because it's, not the same as mine. Okay, every birth is special. But I happen to deliver pretty quick once I get to that point. So, so I got in the tub probably around 10:30, 10:40, I don't know, something around there. 3 contractions, 1 push, 1 full-on push, and she came out at 10:56. So that was Wednesday, last week, Wednesday night. So which technically she's like almost like 5.5 days old. So her due date is technically tomorrow, but she's here early. So anyways, so the lavender was so helpful during that experience. So I loved that my husband did that and so don't assume that your husbands are going to know that you want lavender, but that is an excellent choice in my opinion. Okay, so once she was here and all of that, I took my vitamins again. I'm like, I'm going to need these, and my body's going to need to be healing. I'm going to need these. I'm going to need the Alpha CRS Plus, because that's going to help with the tissue, helping heal up the tissues of the body. I'm going to need the Z Omega. That's going to help with the fish oils for my brain and stuff to get that, in the right mindset, and also kind of help with, managing, inflammation and stuff like that. And then of course my vitamins, because here I am going to be sucking vitamins out to feed her. Right. So, so that's what I did. I did my vitamins again. Okay. Now let's talk about some oils that were helpful for me. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about boobs and butt. Okay, so I did want to talk about inflammation in the perineal area, in your bottom area. I got a tiny tear, not really that big, but it was enough that I could definitely use some soothing. And so my wonderful midwife, she gave me a bottle of witch hazel, and she actually put in it a few drops of melaleuca, lavender, and I think frankincense. And then she just said, okay, pour 2 ounces in one of these squirty bottles and fill the rest up with water, and then just spray the area down there. Another thing I really like is just putting a drop of peppermint in the toilet before you go to the bathroom. And that way when you sit down to go to the bathroom, then you can get that natural diffusion, I guess, from the peppermint in the toilet bowl. So that's kind of a cool thing. So just a drop there, I notice a lot of relief when I do that. So that's something to note. Also, because you're not thinking, okay, oils after your baby's born, but they are important. One thing that has been amazing for me is diffusing every day, every night, just like not even think about what I'm going to diffuse. Hands down, diffusing Elevation. Okay, Elevation has oils in it that are great for moms who've just had babies. Emotionally, it's so supportive for that type of thing. It has Melissa in it, which is so nice for mommy and baby. that connection, that rich, kind of heavenly type of thing. And then it's got citrus oils in it. It's also got lavender in it. So it just is calming, yet invigorating, yet, just emotionally so supportive. It's got sandalwood, like all the richest oils that you could have in there. So diffusing elevation day in and day out. That way you don't have to worry about what you're doing, just elevation. And it helps so much with mood and just mindset and being like, no, this is a joyful experience. Let's stay in this zone of joy and not, I'm tired, I'm cranky, I'm sore, I'm exhausted, and I have all these things to do. Okay? So I love elevation for that. Another thing that I'm really excited to get on the ball with, and I've done this with all my babies since I've known about elevation, is using elevation for all the lines and stuff all across my abdomen and my legs and my thighs and all of that I want to clear up. Okay, so I take either fractionated coconut oil. This stuff still comes out too fast for me, even though it's in this bottle, like just a little bit, like one drop, just one drop there, and then mix it with the fractionated coconut oil or another carrier oil, and just rub it all over that area. It will spread pretty far with the carrier oil, so you won't use tons and tons. But I love it because I love how it clears up and it makes my tummy fresh again and nice. Okay, so I love that for me. It's a great one to choose. I have done it where I've used Immortelle pretty much on my tummy the whole time, and that's helped, but toward the end I'll still break out in stretch marks. But if you just wait until the end and do it, like, that's what I like to do. That way I'm not all going through so many bottles. Okay, so I love the Immortelle for that. Because my baby decided to come when we were not completely 100% over our colds in our house, which, if you've noticed, I still have a little bit of a cough, which is so annoying. I have been insanely adamant about my baby not getting sick. So what I've been doing is using the On Guard, the roller, and just rolling a little bit on my hands. Okay. And sometimes a drop of frankincense too, so it's very mild. And then just holding my baby with that. So maybe stroking her head a little bit. So it's getting to her like a little bit topically there. And so I really like to do that. That way I'm like, okay, maybe I'll rub a little bit into her hands if she's asleep. So by the time she wakes up, it'll be soaked in and evaporated. So that's what I've been doing. She hasn't gotten sick. Let's keep it that way. Okay, so now I said I was going to talk about boobs. Okay, engorgement is not my best friend, but it comes around every single time. So what I love to do is take, and this brings me so much relief for some reason. Okay, I love to take a drop of On Guard in my hand, just little drop, a drop of frankincense or two, and then fractionated coconut oil. Get enough to cover both those tatas, no matter how big they are. So they're all over my hands. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to rub around, not on the nipple, but rub around each side and underneath as best as I can. And for some reason that soothes so well, and it also gets it helps my letdown too. So after I do that, then I either nurse or express pump a little bit more to alleviate the engorgement. And then what I've also been doing on top of that, to just kind of support my body and saying, okay, we can slow down the milk process a little bit, is that I have been taking Slim and Sassy in my water, and that has peppermint in it, and peppermint does help decrease milk supply. So If you're having trouble producing, do not use peppermint. I would recommend using something like clary sage or basil or clary calm because those have a tendency to help with those hormones that are related with increasing lactation, okay? So depending on what your situation is, those might be helpful. Okay, I did want to talk about this beautiful body mist. This is what I have been using on my pregnancy belly, okay? And I love it, love it, love it, okay? It smells amazing. It's emotionally been helpful for me too because I love the beautiful blend. It's emotionally so helpful for me in actually making me feel beautiful. It's the most lovely combination it's got lime, osmanthus, bergamot, frankincense, those wonderful essential oils for helping with just the mood support. And for me, it really does help me feel beautiful. So when I'm spraying it on my belly, spraying it around, just a couple squirts is fair enough. As I would do that after I got out of the shower, it's been amazing how those lines have not ripped open or whatever. Like, it's been really nice. Okay, so I think that's all that I plan to talk about. As far as diffusing with a newborn, elevation is so, so nice. In fact, let me read you the emotional benefits of elevation to help further convince you why elevation is pretty much like the best oil you can diffuse after a baby's born, okay? So elevation is, I think I passed it. The oil of joy, and I do have my new book, so it's got my new oils in it. Okay, elevation was formulated to overcome feelings of despair and hopelessness. This blend combines powerful mood-stabilizing oils with joy-filled oils that invoke happiness. The warm vibrations of these oils can soothe the heart and balance the emotions. Bingo, that's like what we need when our babies are born. Okay, elevation can assist individuals in letting go of lower energy vibrations. Negative habits lose their appeal as an individual shifts into higher levels of consciousness. This blend can raise one's energy levels and energetic vibrations into higher states. It can inspire feelings of cheerfulness, brightness, courage, relaxation, humor, playfulness, and fun. It teaches that worry and fear are not productive, but faith, hope, and determination are. These oils redirect the brain pathways to transform despair into happiness, joy, and abundance. Elevation supports individuals in flowing with life while remaining in peace and light. How cool is that? Like, to have those oils diffusing all the time when baby comes is just so nice. And it does have Melissa in it, okay? Melissa is one of those more expensive oils. It's expensive for a good reason. It takes a lot of Melissa to get into a 5 ml bottle. But it's the oil of light and reminding individuals of the light that they bring into the world. And so when you have a baby, you bring that light into the world. And when the baby's born, that baby brings light into the world. And so to have that diffusing with lavender and citruses and, sandalwood, which helps connect with meditation and God and things like that, just to have that all in one blend is powerful. So diffuse elevation like crazy. Hopefully some of these tips were really helpful for you. There's my cute little baby right there. Oh, let me turn it the right way. Isn't she cute? Cute little redhead. Anyways, that's how we make them. But anyways, thank you so much for watching and enjoy this. Rewatch it if you need to. A lot of good tips here. So have a wonderful Tuesday and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.